welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on Scraplift Crafternoon. This is a weekly hop that I host on my YouTube channel with my Scraplift Crafternoon tribe. I have Karen from A Little Kinder, I have Ashley from the Scrapping Nerd, I have Christine from Scrapping Harden, and I have Kristen from Scrapping on the Fly with me. Hopefully everybody is going to work this week. It's summertime, it's vacation time, and so sometimes people take vacations, and that's all good. So what we do in this hop each week is we pick a layout from a creator. Most often we try to find a YouTube channel that has very low subscriptions, and we like to feature those on our Scraplift Crafternoon. So if you know of anyone who has a brand new YouTube channel and has a few subscribers, and you want to recommend them to me, you can drop those comments below and I will look into getting their permission, because we do like to have their permission in order to scraplift their layouts. So the other place that we look is we look at Instagram, and often we start at Instagram and then go digging into YouTube for that person's channel and trying to find a video. This week I found this beautiful layout from a Pretty Little Studio creative member, and I adore her layout. It's got stitching on it, that's kind of my jam, and so that is the layout that we are scraplifting. I will have her links down below. So what I am using for this scraplift is my May Counterfeit Kit. I will put a link to that below so that you can check out what I have. And I just pulled a whole bunch of stuff that I thought might work. I still need to pull out a sunburst stencil, but never fear, I have one that I will be using, and some stitching. I have my photo, and this photo kind of has a funny story. This is our oldest daughter, Courtney. This was taken in May of 2016. This is Tucker, our family dog, who has now gone to live with Courtney permanently, because now, of course, she's an adult, and he needs lots and lots of attention that he was not getting here, but that's besides the point. That's not what this layout is about. Her daddy was getting her, and Tucker was like, no, you're not getting my girl. You can't tickle my girl. So he stood in between Courtney and her dad and saved her from the tickling. Anyway, all in good fun. I thought that this would be a great photo for this layout. I trimmed it down to 4x4 after I printed it. And then I have the sticker book that is in my kit that I'm going to use for some of the circular floral elements in here, and maybe some other things. There's an outfit in there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. We're going to get started, and I'll be right back. Alright, I decided to do things just a tad bit differently, in that instead of using a messy watercolor stenciling technique, I went ahead and I just used this sunburst technique and my Pink Fresh Studio ink and brush to just create a mild little stenciled area there. I'm going to add a little bit more to it, and then I will go ahead and cut away and go off camera to do the stitching. I am going to hand stitch. I'm not going to drag out my sewing machine for this, so it'll take me a hot minute to get that done. I usually hand stitch while I'm watching TV at night with my husband, so it's really not a big deal. So what I'm doing next is I'm going to go ahead and build up the rest of the background that needs to be stitched by tearing off some of the striped paper with my ruler. And that first tear, I realized that I did it backwards and I didn't have the white torn lines, and that would have been okay, but I kind of wanted them to show on this. This is a tearing ruler that I got. I think it came in a scrap goods kit a long time ago. I'm not positive about that, and I'm not positive of the maker, but I know that you can get tearing rulers from Some Assemblage Required. MK just sent out an email about those, or a video or something about those. And if you need a tearing ruler, you can get it from someassemblagerequired.com. So I've got that part done, and now I have stitched, and now I'm just going to start working on building the rest of the layout. I used my banner dies, and I just cut a small banner piece for up there at the top. I noticed that she probably used a star edge from the collection that she used by Pretty Little Studio, and of course I'm not using that collection, and hey, it's one I don't have, so I can't use it. So instead of using a star element, and cutting it down for a banner, I just used my banner dies and went ahead and cut down a piece from my pattern paper after I matted my photo. Now I did, like I said, mat my photo, and now I'm using a sticker to kind of anchor the photo down. And I'm just going to start pulling stuff here. First, I'm going to start with this tab. It's a floral tab. She had a tab at the top of hers with a phrase on it. And I didn't even realize that there were tabs in here until I got to digging through. Now, I thought about repeating the same 3 words as my title here. I'm not going to do that. One, because it's a 4-letter title that I had been thinking of, which was Nope, Nope, Nope. But I didn't have enough N's, I didn't have enough O's or P's to actually create that. So we're just going to create a larger title, and it's going to say, No, Dad. And that is pretty much what Tucker's saying. No, Dad, don't tickle the girl. I don't like the screaming she's making. And these stickers are very, very thin, and I tore that in right off the bat. So if you have this sticker book and you haven't used it yet, be really, really careful with them, because they do rip super easy. They're very, very thin. A little disappointing, but they're beautiful and it does work. So now I'm just kind of going through here and trying to decide what I want to do with these stickers. I really didn't have a pre-planned out idea of which pieces I was going to use, and I'm just kind of reading these Pink Fresh Studio stickers, and that Nope is perfect. And then there's a half circle that I'm going to put up there at the top of it and just layer it, and I'm going to add a couple of other little phrases here and there so that I have a lot of wordy bits on this layout. This layout does end up with a ton of wordy bits, and I'm actually good with that. It was really nice to use up some of the Pink Fresh Studio product that I was having a hard time using because it was kind of on the negative side. Now, you'll notice up there, I just pushed it out of the way, that I have my powder tool out. And the reason for that is I know that I'm going to be using it on some of the flowers because I want to layer. And to layer, I need them to not be sticky. So I'm going to pull another banner piece to stick here in the center of my banner. I'm going to build a very, very small embellishment cluster up there. It's not going to be super big or anything. I'm going to add some cloud stickers, and here's where I get my powder tool out, and I actually use it on the smaller of the two, and that's because I'm going to stick some foam adhesive behind it. And then I'm going to pull out a couple of the hearts, and I'm going to layer them around in the embellishments as well. Oh, and I grabbed this butterfly, and I'm going to put that up here rather than a flower element, and I'm going to grab another heart and stick it up there as well. So from here, I just start adding various stickers to make these clusters. I add the butterfly to the N on the top of my title, and I've added a couple of the little hearts on the upper right hand corner. There's one down in the lower left embellishment cluster, and so now I'm just going to gently pull off some of these beautiful floral pieces here, and I'm trying to get them in a way that they don't completely cover up my hand stitching, but also still trying to get as much of the flower bits as I can. And I believe this is the first one that I actually use my powder tool on, And yes, I will be adhering it down, but I will be using foam adhesive to do that, and so I didn't want it to stick to the other set. Now I'm going to start tucking in some flowers, kind of like Wendy has on her layout by her title, and I just tuck in a few and try not to cover up my title or any of my phrase stickers that I've already placed. I'm going to still kind of dig around here and look for some more little flower bits. I'm going to take the sticky off that one, and I'm going to layer that one over here on that lower right hand cluster that I'm working on. And I'm just kind of trying to decide what's going to go where here at this point. I am looking for one of the circles, and I really like this circle, and so I'm adding an extra circle element down on that lower left hand side just because I want to. And I'm going to add a couple of flowers up here. Well, I already stuck down that tab, so it didn't work, so I moved the floral bit over to the left cluster, and now I'm going to tuck in another floral by my title. And I'm getting to where I think I'm just about finished. I do know that I still need to put some journaling on, and she hand wrote her journaling with some lines. I'm going to use my lovely Illustrated Faith journaling labels that I use often, and that's how that's going to work. I'm putting a phrase from the sticker sheet on top of my banner piece. I do have a couple of phrase chipboard pieces that I pulled out. You can see one of them to the right of my mat, and the other one is a little red piece poking out up there. Those do end up on my layout. I felt like they really needed to go there. One of them says, "I do not like this," and the "not" is circled, which I thought was super fun. I added a sun underneath my clouds, and I'm going to add this rainbow circle element here as well at the bottom of my photo. I'm pretty happy with where everything's going right now, and so now I'm kind of off camera a little bit, but I'm going to cut out these labels. I am cutting out the red, the light orange, and the yellow, and I did that intentionally, making them all different colors because all of those colors are featured in my striped pattern paper on my layout, as well as in those embellishments that I have chosen. So I'll cut each and every single one of these out, and of course I will glue things down off camera as well as journal off camera. One of the reasons why I like these Illustrated Faith labels so much is because they already have a grid, which makes it very easy to journal on. They're very handy, they're easy to grab. If you have something like a Cricut or a Cameo, you can set them up to be cut out by your cutting machine. I do not, because I don't want a bunch of loose labels lying around. I want to be able to cut them as I go. So I keep them in full sheets in a binder that is tucked on one of my calyx shelves behind me. So here is where I add that first chipboard piece that I had pulled out and I had actually forgotten about, and then the next one. I got this layout completely done. I really want to thank Wendy for allowing us to scrap lift this beautiful layout of hers. Mine is different, but very close to hers as well. I went ahead and added some yellow splatters instead of all of the little bit of stamping with the black hearts that she used on hers. And I added a paw print off camera as well that was kind of laying off to the side on my desk. Also, I put foam adhesive behind some of the layers so that it would give a little bit of pop and definition. All in all, I am quite happy with this layout. Please make sure that you check out that description box below. There is a link to the playlist, as well as links to everybody's Instagram accounts and YouTube accounts. If you want to check us out on Instagram or watch other videos on YouTube, you'll be able to do that right there. So with that said, I want to thank you for being here, and thank you so much for coming to my channel today. Without your help, I can't grow my channel, and I really appreciate those of you who like, comment, and or subscribe. I also want to ask that you leave some comments on my friends' pages as well, so that their channels will grow too. So thank you so much for being here. Happy Mother's Day, and you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye.